Quattro 3 and 7th. The world champion Joan Mir with work to do from 10th. The rookies Bastianini and Marti. Here we go, folks. MotoGP 2021 warm-up lap is about to get underway. We can barely contain our excitement here in the commentary box.
Fabio Quartararo lines up on the front row, second on the grid. Here is Pecco Bagnaia, just making sure everything's set. T1 is underway. The Bawa Grand Prix of Qatar is go. Not a great start initially from Bagnaia. Look at Miller coming through for the second row. The Ducati
started 14th. He's already up inside the top three. The Ducati launch device is absolutely out of this world. When Ducati start device is phenomenal. They've got 4 bikes inside the top 4. The Aprilia related Spargo is also
by the Ducatis. Former Ducati man Danilo Petrucci's race has come to an end so early. Hope he's all right. Immediately Zarco.
They wanted to be. Then the pole man Pecco Bagnaia got the whole shot. A great launch by Miller, but nobody nailed the start quite like himself inside that top 4 immediately. Incredible launch.
Alacia Spargo is about to be passed by Fabio Quartararo. He had to do that. Rossi's big steep as Danilo Petrucci trudges away in the gravel trap.
Yeah, not what he needed. He needed a race under his belt to get crucial. Great inroads at the moment. They're still hovering around 9th and 10th place. Pecco Bagnaia started the week out of gap already on Jackman Place.
There is Jorge Martin then in 4th place, the Pramac Ducati man, number 89 behind 5, Zarco. What a start it was. On Ducati, down the start-finish straight. Who's last of the breakers into turn 1? Brilliant from Zarco.
There's nothing that's such a vast performance advantage. Bagnaia leads at the end of the first lap of the season by almost 7/10 of a second. Leader and Jorge Martin off that sensational start. It's just come up on our screens. No jump start. Jorge Martin will
absolutely sensational. There he is, number 89, up into 4th. He said, I'm going to try and learn in this race and finish it. Well, it's just part.
Or they think the Ducatis might run into some rear grip problems late on. Well, they need that scenario right now because the Ducatis
will only pass on the straight. Well, that was almost out of the window straight away there from Mavrick Vinales, who we're on board with. They're ahead of Rossi. Then it's the Suzuki.
One of the best starts I think we've ever seen. We're on board then now with Mavrick Vinales, looking ahead at his teammate Fabio Quattro.
Places behind Oliveira. Again, Mavrick Vinales having a look at the inside of Fabio Quartararo.
For the Italian, a 1:55.321. Still that advantage he had like on lap 1 of 6/10 of a second.
This lap, but he's got to be careful. He did say yesterday he can't go too fast at the front of this race, otherwise by
nightmare. Shocker on the opening night for Franco Morbidelli. Something happened to him on that first lap as well, second lap rather, because Lecco owner Alex Martin
and Fabio Quartararo, the door was just left slightly open from the rookie Martin, and through he goes.
Yeah, there was something happened to Morbidelli on that second lap, Steve, 19th place.
There is Valentino Rossi just ahead of the 2 Suzuki still, so...
Yeah, Vinales has got Martin as well.
Valentino Rossi there now being hounded by Alex Rins. He was wide there, Rossi, and that was easy enough for Rins to pick him off. So Alex Rins then moves up. Former teammates on screen. Pol Espargaro, Repsol Honda rider, just ahead at the moment of Brad Binder. Stefan Bradl just behind them as well.
A little bit to maintain that pace. He did say yesterday he was a little bit concerned about the first few laps of the full fuel tank at Alacia Spargo. He's gone from 5th to...
Side of Valentino Rossi. So Mir now up into 8th place. Now remember, folks, the Suzukis are world champions for very good reason.
54.928. It's the gap between him and Jack Miller in 3rd place. It's just around.
And he's thinking, I'm not going to go for it right now. I'll let the race come to me as Rins. He had to make that move. He had to make it stick at turn 6 per second quicker than Pecco Bagnaia on that last lap. And the gap at the front, as you can see, has come down.
You see, Bagnaia is not entertained. I do drop the hammer and get to 54 too quickly, well then I might hit those rear grip problems that everybody fears that the Ducati.
The Suzukis and co to join in, and we may well have 7 or 8 riders in this. As it is at the moment, the early stages, it's...
I said yesterday, if you try and escape and push too hard at the start of the race, there's a risk you might...
Quartararo makes a move. That was... Is it a matter of time before Quartararo finds a way through a course map? They've got to do this in second outlets to keep him behind the slipstream. Here he comes. Here comes the move. That was beautifully done from Fabio Quartararo.
He lined that all up into Fabio Quartararo there, because when Miller winds up the wick to 6th gear on that Ducati, although Quartararo's got pretty good drive, hasn't he?
Quartararo's not having it though. He's closing the door. Excellent stuff from the Frenchman.
Well, that was a game of dare and chance on the
foundational work at the end of the last lap and the start of this one from Fabio Quartararo. He had to do that. Now Mavrick Vinales has just watched all of that on
Morbidelli, who's having an absolutely awful, dreadful start to 2021. What happened to him? 7th on the grid, 16th.
He can't get into the 55s. There's definitely a problem because Franco Morbidelli, that is just not reflectable now. We're on board here with Jack Miller looking at Fabio Quartararo up ahead.
Oliveira threatened a strong race.
A bike noise, I'm sure, unless I'm hearing things, Matt, but I thought I just heard, we have. Taka Nakagami's gone down.
Fives, nowhere near good enough from Taka Nakagami. Yeah, and the front end just tucking out right from it. I just wonder if he maybe clipped a bit of curb on the inside.
We come across the line then to complete lap 7. It's still number 63, Bagnaia, who leads this one, the Italian from fellow Frenchman, Fabio Quartararo. Here comes the move from Maverick Vinales on his good friend Jack Miller. Miller fading, he's falling back.
At the moment, just trying to save a bit of tyre,
you never know.
It's hard to read what's going through his mind. I mean, there's such a long way to go, and
it's difficult to call, Matt, because at the end of last year, Jack Miller matured so much. He used his head in races. Is this a sign that he...
Alex Rins has put some clear daylight between himself and his Suzuki teammate Juan. The gap between the two GSX-RRs is now nearly a second. About a fellow rookie check, Bastianini 16th and Luca Marini 17th.
The two factory Yamahas are closing now on Johan Zarco. They have worked beautifully to get back on terms again.
But Vinales knows he doesn't have to take any silly risks to get through on Quartararo, because Fabio's paid. Well, actually, no, he's going to attack Quartararo, isn't he? No, he's not. But this is a good position for Maverick Vinales to be in, because he knows that Fabio
the tail of Jack Miller,
which can spell trouble. Because if Alex Rins is there at this stage of the Grand Prix, we know how good he is with it.
Vinales looks like, doesn't he, that he's got the better speed of the two Yamaha riders at the moment. He wants to make sure that
we're just starting to perhaps stretch away from Fabio Quartararo.
Fascinating race.
So his wheel, the Frenchman will know he's right there on its case.
Bagnaia still leads though, 10th or so in it, back to gone.
Yeah, Johan Zarco, you've got to say he's doing an excellent job here. He's kept his powder dry, used the power of the Ducati first corner. He really is strong, a lot of confidence in that front tyre going into turn 1, braking from well over 3.
Alex Rins, a 54.9, fastest man on that last lap.
Aleix Espargaro finally dispensed of Martin.
Oh, look, not quite. He's coming. Rins fancies this one. He's done brilliant work from 9th on the grid.
Wasn't suggesting they've been sandbagging, but he knew the threat that Rins was going to pose. So many riders talked last night about you can't discount, and Vinales did at turn 6.
Yeah, Vinales also had another look at his teammate. We're riding on board now with Fabio Quartararo. Look at Maverick Quartararo right now. He'd be able to get on terms with Bagnaia and Zarco. There's 3 different battles going on here.
He hasn't needed to.
Here comes Vinales on Quartararo. He's done it on the straight. It will be the move into turn 1 that he needed. Good stuff.
Out to the curve. There was no way that the Frenchman could then turn in. So Vinales up into 3rd place on the podium.
Miller the nudge he needs to say, do you know what? I don't want to fall too far back. Maybe I'll push now. It's impossible to know what his game plan is at the moment.
I'm pretty sure that Bagnaia and Miller have not done a 54 in this race, because they're thinking so much.
And it went horrifically wrong in Mazzano. Will that be in the back of his mind? 42 Rins. There's a bit of a gap back then to the world champion Mir, who's just ahead of Aleix and Paul Espargaro.
Well, he's still doing 56s. Franco Morbidelli in 19th place, nowhere near.
Maverick Vinales' corner speed is so
Maverick Vinales for quite some time, I'd wager to say.
It is, yeah, and it's aggressive as well. You know, it's not the best we've seen of him in a race like this.
Here comes Miller. Miller on Quartararo. Has he got that move done in the slipstream?
Fabio Quartararo.
Free time, isn't it? Free time. The Ducati, once he gets wound up to 6th gear, you've got no chance.
On this lap, may well just fancy a move on Johan Zarco. Is it coming? Was it made there? No, not quite. We're on board with Zarco.
By far the quickest man on the circuit on that last lap was Aleix Espargaro, who's taking time out of the world champion.
Here comes Maverick Vinales. Up the inside. Brilliant. This is a new and improved Maverick Vinales. Rins, he's now going through as well. Beautiful.
Play to your strengths. That's what the Yamahas and Suzukis have to do. They haven't got the grunt down.
Vinales, he's on fire.
Almost elbow contact there with Pecco Bagnaia, the race leader.
Wow. One of him for some time. He was boosted by this man, Esteban Garcia, returning to crew chief. He's even getting a bit of slipstream.
Slipstream comes into the reckoning.
Incredible.
So Bagnaia is led from the very first corner of this Grand Prix, but he's on the
Yamaha, or it will help us. Look at the speed traps, Matt. Ducati's top speed advantage has been negated for Vinales.
Yeah, I mean, that's 20 odd kilometres an hour slower than what they were last night, isn't it? The factory Ducatis somewhere, because he went from 12th to 16th. He did a mid 57, Rossi. So no points at the moment for Petronas Yamaha SR.
And here it comes up the inside. Surely no, the door's closed by Pecco Bagnaia. But Maverick Vinales is cut on the start-finish straight, Matt, to see what has happened to Ducati's speed. There's a headwind, of course, which isn't helping, but Vinales is actually able to...
Braking's over turn 1. No, he's not at the moment. Fabio Quartararo is being closed down rather rapidly by Juan Mir. Half a second between the team, only 5 in their Premier Class history previously.
Vinales, fantastic work this to go here.
He was confident last night, wasn't he, that he could keep his rear tyre better than the Ducatis. So,
oh, here he comes. He's going for it. There's a gap. That's so tight. There's going to be contact almost. Wow, incredible stuff here.
Taka Nakagami's teammate had already crashed early on in the race.
Ducati are dropping 20 Ks.
Rapid old crash by Alex Marquez.
Rins is through. 5
crashes in the test. Another one here in the race, unfortunately.
Alex Rins is now up into 4. In on this group, not just Aleix Espargaro, but brother Paul as well on the Repsol Honda.
Yeah, that's impressive by Apollo. Miller gets back on Rins with some Ducati grunt down the start-finish straight.
He just about gets the bike stopped. Left in this one.
Well, it's all about who's keeping the best rear tyre for those crucial last 2 or 3 laps.
Holding firm, the number 63.
They're all doing, the top 3 men came over the line, 55.9, 55.9, 55. Although he has wrestled that place back, hasn't he, again, Alex Rins. He's putting up a real big fight here. He wants that first victory.
Vinales on the factory Yamaha, number 12. In second, here he comes. Oh, beautiful, beautiful stuff from Top Gun.
Mavrick Vinales, can he try and make a crucial break? He's going to try, and what he's trying to do here now is just push the Ducati.
World champion Juan Mir's made a place. He's up ahead of Fabio Quartararo, the number 36. He's now closing on this pack as well.
I didn't really see this Maverick Vinales at any time during 2020. Suzuki's they're not out of it either, are they, as well? Vinales, they're Frenchman, but for how much longer? Because he's got Rins swarming all over his rear tyre. And you cannot discount Juan Mir as well, because Mir...
By the way, with pole behind, and Enea Bastianini is 10th. The rookie. Incredible job from him. He's now
in Qatar 2017. He's right on course to repeat that feat here tonight.
Used the Ducati to its full potential on the start-finish straight at the Losail International Circuit.
On this lap 16, in fact, he's already around half a second clear of the Italian now. I'm going to see that was ruthless at turn 15. Took the space away from Jack Miller, and the world champion now.
He's ripping himself away from these 2 Ducatis. Johan Zarco's going to maybe move up into second place here. He challenges Pecco Bagnaia.
Immediately behind him, 4 tenths quicker than Alex Rins in 4th place. Vinales had a disastrous ending. What a way to respond and kick off 2021 potentially with a stunning victory.
Here with Vinales first, and is there going to be a move there from Alex Rins again? No, not quite. Rins on the brink of a podium.
Bike on the podium. They might not have either on the podium at the moment because Pecco Bagnaia's got his hands full of Alex Rins, and that's...
On board now with Alex Rins, number 42. 3rd in the world. Again, the door slammed shut by Jack Miller.
Zarco showing his class as well, isn't he, here at the moment? Top Bagnaia. Is he going to be coming at turn 15? No, not quite close enough.
Well, Zarco said, Matt, it's his time to shine, it's his time to...
Just not clicking for him and gelling right now at all.
On to the home straight we go with 5 laps remaining. That's the battle for 3rd. Up ahead, it's Vinales from Zarco. There's Aleix Espargaro in 8th place.
12th to 16th, yeah. Mir on the inside of Rins. We did not expect this at all a few laps ago. The world champion producing a world championship. And Zarco in second. Now he's by 1.5 seconds.
Miller's got nothing left.
Miller is just like a sitting duck here, isn't he?
They don't have a bike on the podium.
Probably best not to show another shot of Davide Tardozzi right now because he's going to be grimacing. Good. And it's all gone horribly wrong when it really matters. They've still got Zarco in second on the Ducati, but it's not the factory team.
This is just your classic Juan Mir performance from 10th on the grid. And we've said it so many times, if they get qualified...
Like Mir was on Friday and Saturday, it's how you come out and respond, and his response has been pretty emphatic, to say the least.
The Pramac Ducati, but he's struggling with rear-end grip here, Johan Zarco.
You've got to say, Zarco, though, has managed the rear tyre a lot better than himself into that comfort zone. He reeled off those brilliant laps in the mid to low 55s, got himself that comfortable buffer. It's clear as Zarco. It's going to take a monumental mistake by Vinales now to throw this one away.
Yes, it's true. Somehow, because of maybe the confides of his life at the front of this MotoGP race to kick off 2021.
It was a dream debut on the factory Yamaha success here in Qatar. Ducati were the red-hot bookies' favourites going into the night's race.
Full amount of fuel, you know what I mean, that it uses to use full power and finish the race. So, you know, after those initial...
They might lose second place here as well. Quartararo's been given a track limits warning. We've got a lap and a bit left. Mir in second place. What a salvage job that would be.
What a rescue mission by Mir. Absolutely outstanding. I don't think even perhaps...
The last lap of the race here at the Losail International Circuit.
When it was rather handed to him on a plate by Bagnaia's mistake in Mazzano. This is a proper, genuine...
It's the fact that he's had to get his elbows out in this to do it as well. It's Really, really fantastic.
Friday night, by going to turn up, you were wondering whether he was going to wilt, but no, he's been absolutely sensational tonight. Thoroughly deserved Quartararo as well. Rins' charge through has faded somewhat lately.
Well, it two tails from the start to now, that's for sure. And here comes Tranmere on the last lap. He goes through the world champion.
Good place it looks like he will do.
Take my breath away, Top Gun. What a ride by Maverick Vinales. Oh no,
Mir's been absolutely... Suzuki, they can't believe it. We can't believe it. It looked like Mir had it absolutely nailed on. He got hammered by the Ducatis. Did he just lose it? But brilliant by Maverick Vinales, one of the rides of his Grand Prix career. Look at this though, late on. Late drama as always. In 4 or 5 bites,
he's wide.
Clear. He's gone wide.
He's gone
You know
wide.
what he's doing there, Steve? That was all because he was trying to make sure this Tranmere, that's going to be gut-wrenching for the Suzuki man.
He'd done such a great job.
That was all because he had a handful of throttle. With it being so dirty, it could have been launched over the handlebars. It was until the last corner. It's an exaggeration to say that was probably the finest ride of his MotoGP career.
I quite agree. I'm going to hold my hand wrong. Can't get the start, full tank art. Something is wrong. But that was sublime.
Right, and it just came up short. Just a small mistake, the smallest of mistakes to keep the Ducatis at bay in Doha until yesterday after FP3. As a precaution, they had that second place.
He went so deep, didn't he?
2 motorcycles behind you in that situation you don't want. There's 2 Ducatis. Sonichi Sahara and Ken Kawai. It was a phenomenal ride.
This
Absolutely
guy,
phenomenal.
I tell you what a brilliant ride from Johan Zarco. The leading to deliver podiums, and he's done it. It's been a humbling day and experience for Petronas Yamaha.
And fiddle on his factory Yamaha debut to Maverick Vinales as well. Great job that. Just the minutest of mistakes at that final corner which cost him the podium. We loved it. The fans got...
Let's hear then from Lynn Jarvis. What a ride from Maverick Vinales, I'm sure.
Thoughts?
Exactly that. What a stunning ride from Maverick. You know, we knew he had the pace. Could that be possible? I would have said no way. You know, because the 4 Ducatis just launched off the line, and it was difficult. A fabulous race. I think getting past Fabio at that moment was important. He was clearly faster. And then to...
Big congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're not the only one, Lynn. You're not the only one.
Third place then goes to Pecco Bagnaia on the factory Ducati after a great qualifying early on last season. But congratulations, Maverick Vinales, the top gun, about to take him. And a big warm embrace between Vinales and his crew chief Esteban Garcia.